Hey YouTube, it's Elvis Ammo here. Hey, today I wanted to quickly give you an update on my new 22561 Elvis bullet that you guys had seen me cast from my custom Arsenal mold. That's what the bullets look like after I'd cast them. You guys had seen that, and it's a beautiful mold that casts beautiful bullets, and this is what it looks like, sized and powder coated. Alright, I sized them to .224. I'll let you have a better look at it. That's the bullet. I mean, they are they are just really beautiful bullets. I mean, this thing, that mold just made you know, the dimensions on this thing is perfect. I can measure it all the way around and it's symmetrical. Anyway, I wanted to give you an update. I didn't have a lot of time to work on this bullet. I just been unusually busy, lot going on. But I did take a little bit of time, you know, to shoot this thing, and I used several different powders just to kind of see what I can get out of it. And you know, the bullet was well, you know, the bullet design is just a nice smooth bullet. And you know, this is what our lead bullet looks like right here. You know, it has these lube grooves on it, and an area for your gas check on the back of it there. Well, these I'm going to try to explain a little bit of my reasoning for coming up with this bullet. On all of these designs that we shoot, most of them at least have these driving bands on them that protrude up from the bullet. And what happens, I noticed, is if you take your calipers and you put one of these bullets in them and hold it just like that and hold it up to the light, then you can, what you'll see is there's very little contact with the bullet and the rifling, which that's fine. These things shoot fine, and I actually get pretty decent accuracy. I know some people have trouble, but you know, I can, you know, for my shooting, you know, I can keep it within, you know, 2.5, 3 inches or so at 100 yards. I could probably do better if I was to take careful shots, but that's a good average, I'd say. So but you know, sometimes these bullets tend to veer off a little more than we like, and we know that. And one of my theories was that these driving bands protrude from the bullet, alright, and you have the potential to, like for instance, I took this bullet and I used one, you know, powder coated, and I used it to slug my barrel with. And then, you know, you take it and you can put it back in the calipers, and this is what I was trying to get at just a minute ago. And you can hold it up to the light, and you can see the distance, especially after slugging this bullet through your barrel. You can see sometimes what you get is these driving bands are not symmetrical anymore. In other words, what I'm trying to say is this bullet can move a tiny bit this way or a tiny bit that way inside your barrel, just enough, you know, just barely enough, you know, mess up your accuracy. That's my theory. You know, I'm not a ballistic scientist, but I see that as being, you know, an issue for this bullet. These driving bands, they may whenever it's shooting through your barrel, you know, your bullet has the potential to do a little bit of movement in there on one side or the other, and that's my theory on why they're not as consistent as they need to be. And I probably should have talked to you guys before I even designed a bullet in the first place, because you guys probably, there's a lot of smart cookies out here, way smarter than I am, and you guys could have probably helped me more than I could just help myself. So this is me saying, you know, if you guys have a theory, you know, on a good bullet design, you know, for the 223, you know, please let me know. And so now back to my testing and my findings. With that said, you know, you have very little contact on these bullets, you know, in your rifling. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to have a bullet that did not have the potential to move one way or the other, and that's why I wanted a solid bullet. And I'm not done testing this bullet really, but I've tested it enough to have some concerns. What's happening is my pressures on this bullet are rising prematurely. All right, so you know, you know, if you're going for, you know, for instance, 2,500 feet per second, you know, your pressures could be maxed out before you get there. That's what I'm trying to say. So so the bullet is, and I'm thinking that, you know, because of all this contact with the rifling, because, you know, it is actually less than half of the overall length of this bullet, which is this bullet. Sometimes the sprue can throw your bullet off bullet length, but in this case, you know, it's 0.689 right there. All right. So, you know, less than half of this bullet, just barely less than half of this bullet is making contact on the back half in the rifling. So anyway, that's you know, that's quite a bit more contact than what you're getting with other cast bullets. So what I've done is I come up with, like I said, I'm not done testing this. I kind of done, you know, just a, you know, and you know, I needed to spend a lot more time with it to understand this thing a little better. But I had enough. I tested it enough to have some concerns, but the pressures were spiking prematurely. So I'm getting, in my understanding, my theory is I'm getting too much contact with the rifling. Now, so what I've done is I talked to Jared over at Arsenal Molds, and we were kind of, he give me kind of a design, and I give him kind of a design that would remedy that a little bit. But so what I wanted to do is, instead of having, you know, protruding driving bands, you know, really what I wanted to do is I wanted to try to take some of the pressure off the bullet, but still give it the you know, the least chance of moving, you know, because the driving bands were cutting down more on one side than the other and that kind of thing. So anyway, I'll show you they were more than gracious over there at Arsenal Molds in dealing with me on this issue. I'll just throw that out there. But this is, I'm going to show you, and this, I probably should have done this to start with, just show you what my bullet design is and get the feedback from you guys. And by all means, if you have some feedback on this bullet design before it's, before the mold is made, I know I'll get instant feedback from you guys anyway, but here's my new bullet design. I'm going to show it to you. I have it here on my phone, and I'll just let you see it. This is my new bullet design that I come up with. So what I've done is I put some micro bands in there. I'm just going to give you a close-up real quick and see if you can make sure you can get the dimensions of this bullet. You can even pause if you need to there. Give you a close-up. This is just a quick sketch before it's going to be made. So what I done was I had I decided, you know, that I would we would cut out, you know, some of the material and use use these micro bands on the bullet. I know it's not a smooth design, and I know that's kind of what our desire is to have, but the pressures were pretty high, so to mitigate all of those problems with the pressures, I just thought I would go ahead and design one with micro bands, cut out a bunch of material, and then I would use some known information out there about cast lead bullets, and I used the information that I found to balance the bullet a little bit better, you know, using some known facts that are out there. So anyway, I'm hoping, you know, I'm real excited to get this new bullet, but in the meantime, I am going to still work on this bullet and see what I can make it do. Alright, and maybe you guys could have whatever feedback that you have, you know, on this particular bullet. You know, can I make it do something? The pressures were high prematurely. So anyway, YouTube, I just wanted to get on here. You know, everybody's asking me about this bullet, and they really want to know, have you tried it? Have you shot it? What's it doing? You know, where are we at? When are we going to get an update? I want to see some groups. Hey, Country Boy Prepper. Hey, Country Boy Prepper. He's like, man, I'm ready to get this mold. Let's see this thing shoot. You know, and I even private messaged old Fortune Cookie 45 LC to kind of ask him his opinion on what's going on with it. And now I'm doing this video so he can see what I'm talking about. But you know, so if he didn't see his message on there, maybe he'll see this video and know he's got one. But anyway, you know, so I figured I would just kind of put this out there to you guys and just, you know, see what kind of feedback I can get. But I mean, it's an exciting process, you know. Honestly, you know, I mean, it's frustrating, obviously, you know, when you come up with a bullet design and, you know, the pressures go up there like that. So, you know, that's size. The other thing that I thought, you know, that I could do was, one of my thoughts, and I'll just throw this out there, was to maybe get a sizing die that will size it to 223 instead of 224. And then my other thought was, and I haven't even tried this, and I need to, and I want to, and I will, is to make these out of softer lead. Right now, you know, these are running around BHN 20, so it's pretty hard lead. You know, I thought, you know, I can try a softer bullet. Maybe these things will fly just fine like that. But I really wanted a mold that I could use to shoot any way that I want, you know, and safely. So anyway, you know, if you guys have a idea or suggestion, I guess I don't even need to ask. You guys are definitely going to chime in. But it's an exciting process. I'm very sorry, you know, that I don't have any, you know, grand information for you on the bullet other than the little bit of time that I had, you know, and I was getting some pressure spikes, you know, early on. And so I decided just to go ahead and call Arsenal Molds and kind of work something out and come up with a new design. But them guys is just so gracious in working with me on this. They hadn't even laughed at me or anything. So anyway, YouTube, that's my update. You know, I wanted to get this update out before the weekend because I've got some things to do. I'm going to shoot for about an hour and a half this morning and have a little bit of fun because I have to, I need to, got to get that out of my system. And then I am volunteering all day today, you know, for a charity event at the American Legion. So we're going to help out our vets, so you can't blame me there. Alright, YouTube, I will give you an update coming up here pretty soon. Got a whole bunch of work to do and a lot of fun to have here, and we got, you know, just a you know, I got my plate full. But it's been fun. Give me your thoughts, and I will see you guys in the next video.